listening to Grounded.
Grounded? What's that? I'm grounded in
Jesus.
I'm grounded in Jesus. At LLA.
Well, hello there, and welcome to Grounded Stories, a storytelling podcast created for our SECC education community. We hope that Grounded Stories will be a resource to provide a little fun and laughter, and of course, encouragement to stay grounded in Jesus in the ever-changing world that we live in. We're here because we believe that spiritual connection doesn't have to stop while we're all quarantined in our homes. In fact, it just means that we have to be a little more creative about how we connect with each other. Last week, we learned about how to solve conflicts with others. Sharing feelings and needs can help to bring about solutions to the problems that we have. This week, we're focusing on the word gratitude. We experience gratitude when we're thankful for what others do for us or the things that we have. This week is a week that's full of gratitude since it's Teacher Appreciation Week, Nurses Appreciation Week, and this weekend we'll be celebrating Mother's Day. Listen in as Linz is working on the perfect Mother's Day gift. Linz, I heard you coughing more than 3 times in a row. Do you have COVID? Should we call 911? What's your doctor's phone number?
No. I'm just...
Linz, what in the world is all this powder doing in the air? No wonder you're coughing.
Clay, I'm just experimenting with essential oils, powders, and aromas to create the perfect perfume.
Linz, you know that I already love the perfume that you use every morning.
What? I don't use perfume every morning.
Yeah, you do. You know, after you're done putting on your makeup, you always spray it.
Clay, that's not perfume. That's my makeup setting spray. It doesn't even have a scent.
Oh, I always wondered why you sprayed perfume in your face. But I love the scent. It's elegantly simple.
Duly noted.
So why are you making perfume then?
Clay, Mother's Day is this Sunday, and I have the perfect 5D experiential gift for my mom.
5D? I didn't know there were 5 dimensions. I thought there were only 3.
Well, I figured since we all have 5 senses, I would create a different gift for every one of my mom's 5 senses. That way she can fully experience how much I appreciate her. She's just done so much for me in every dimension of my life since I was born. And even before that, I guess.
Do I want to hear more?
As I was saying, the perfume is just one of the D's in my 5D gift. That's for the sense of smell. I want it to smell like roses and jasmine since those are her favorite flowers. But I also want it to have the warm essence of Thanksgiving stuffing since she makes that so well. Not like full-on stuffing, just the subtle essence of home that reminds me of her.
I think the stuffing aroma smells a little on the burnt side.
Oh no, I guess I overdid the woodsy wood-burning stove aroma.
I can't wait to smell this essence. I have to admit that I've always loved your mom's stuffing. Maybe go more with the brown butter aroma and less of the burning woodsy.
That's actually a great idea. I think I'll keep you around here.
So what exactly is the second D?
Next up comes the sense of sight. I found an online 3-dimensional image creator. You just import 2,000 simple pictures and the program uses them to create a 3D image.
Do you mean like those magic eye books that you have to put your nose up against and then move the page slowly away from your face and kind of cross your eyes but not quite, but just enough to shift your focus so you can see the 3D picture?
Exactly. Wow. You should write the instructions for that part of the gift. I was wondering how I'd explain the process of seeing the 3D image, but you said it perfectly. Now all we need to do is take 2,000 pictures of my face. Here's the camera. I'm so glad you're here.
That's because I live here. Oh, all right. Say cheese. I'm exhausted.
But Clay, we still have 3 more senses to go. Next is the sense of touch.
What are you going to do for that? Even if we weren't on quarantine, your mom lives in Utah. It's a little difficult to give a hug or something.
You are righto, but I'm going to give her something that's almost just as good. A quilt bag.
A quilt bag? You mean like a bag to store a quilt in? You do remember that she makes her own quilts and bags to put them in, right?
No, not that kind of quilt bag. It's like a sleeping bag, except made of a quilt. I know how much she loves quilts and how meaningful they are to her, so I figured when she zipped this baby up around her, it would be like a warm snuggle.
Don't quilts take months to make?
Yes, and that's why I bought a quilt and just sewed a zipper on it. Shh, don't tell her. I even purposely ripped out a few squares to make it look like it's homemade.
Genius. Pure genius. So what about the sense of hearing? Kazoo quartet?
I actually hadn't figured that one out yet, but that's a fabulous idea. Want to record one with me?
Sure. That was actually kind of fun. I guess that only leaves one more sense left. Taste. I don't know what your plan is, but now you've got me thinking about your mom's Thanksgiving stuffing. I think we should make that for dinner.
Let's stay focused. For the sense of taste, I thought I could make her very own, wait for it, 5-course dinner gobstopper.
What?
You do know that Willy Wonka is like my role model for life, right?
That actually explains a lot.
Gobstoppers are like those jawbreaker candies that have so many layers of flavors. In her gobstopper, each layer of flavor will be one course of her meal. We got tortilla soup, pink fluff salad, gluten steak, sweet tea, and saving the best for last, pecan pie.
Wow. That's a mouthful.
Oh, no. I've done it again, haven't I?
Done what?
I've totally gone overboard. Do you think this is just like way too over the top? Will she think it's weird? Will she think I'm weird? Maybe I should just go for a 3D gift. 5D just sounds pretentious now that I've said it out loud.
Linz, stop second guessing yourself. This is the coolest Mother's Day present that has ever been dreamed of. I think she will love it. What would make you think that this is over the top?
I heard it in your tone of voice. You gave me the same tone of voice that you use when I come up with an idea that you think is way over the top.
I don't do that.
Oh, really? Clay, look what I made. It's a glockenspiel made of recycled tin cans and glasses.
Wow. Linz, what is all this noise about?
Clay, you're always talking about how you like farm-to-table food, so I bought 2 flocks of chicken so we can have fresh eggs all the time.
Wow.
Look, Clay! I made a wind tunnel in our basement! This way, we can experiment what it feels like to be in a parachute!
Wow. I guess I do use that tone of voice often. But really, Linz, I've been realizing how great your ideas are recently as I've been seeing the way they bring joy to others. And you know, when it comes to showing gratitude to the people that we love, I think we should really create something that comes from our heart. And since your heart is bigger than anybody's that I know, this is the perfect gift.
Aw, really? Are you just saying that to be nice?
No, really. It actually reminds me of a story found in all 4 of the Gospels of the Bible.
You mean the books that talk about Jesus' life on earth?
Yeah, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. This story also involves a gift that many people thought was way over the top. It took place during a dinner party that was being thrown in Jesus' honor at the home of a man called Simon.
You mean like Simon Peter?
Nope. Different Simon.
No, he was not one of the disciples. But there are 2 things that we do know about him. The first was that he was a Pharisee.
Wait a minute. A Pharisee? Weren't those the church leaders back then that were always trying to trap Jesus? I didn't think they were followers of Jesus.
Well, many Pharisees were not followers of Jesus, but there were a few who seemed to believe him. We don't know how much Simon actually believed, but he seems to be grateful to Jesus. The second thing that you should know about Simon is that he was a leper.
What? You mean like that contagious skin and nerve disease that Captain Naaman had in the Bible? How could he be throwing a party? Weren't lepers in quarantine outside the cities?
Well, yes, but he didn't have leprosy at the time that he threw the party. He was a leper. Perhaps he was one of the many people who was healed by Jesus. For whatever reason, this Simon was so thankful to Jesus that he wanted to throw a party for him. So he started making his guest list.
Who should I invite? Jesus, the guest of honor. Lazarus, the guy he just raised from the dead. Jesus' disciples, Peter, James, John, Judas.
The list went
Matthew,
on and on.
Philip.
It was
Andrew.
quite a great dinner party that he had planned.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool gift. To throw a party in Jesus' honor?
Yeah, but that wasn't the over-the-top part. That part of the story is still coming. You see, there was someone else who was also grateful to Jesus. Most of the Gospels just say she was a woman who had made many mistakes in her life, who Jesus had forgiven. John identifies her, though, as Mary.
That's me.
Mary. Like the sister of Lazarus and the sister of Martha? She was the one who loved listening to Jesus while her sister Martha was busy cooking in the kitchen, right?
Yep. Actually, Martha was busy at work in the kitchen and serving food at this party, too.
Wow, I really like that girl.
So anyways, Mary, who everyone seemed to know as someone who had made many mistakes in her life, was so grateful to Jesus that she wanted to do something extra special to show him how much she appreciated him and loved him. So she began brainstorming.
What can I do for Jesus? Maybe I could buy him a new pair of sandals. He travels all over the country wearing those old ones. No, that's not special enough. Maybe I could make him a multi-layered gobstopper candy flavored like all of his favorite fruits.
What? She's like my soul sister.
No, I just threw that one in there for chuckles. We don't really know what all the ideas she might have brainstormed were, but we do know what she finally settled on, and this gift was more extravagant or over the top than anything that anyone had ever heard of.
Oh, I've got it. Jesus has been such a breath of fresh air to me. The aroma of his grace has been such a beautiful experience for me. I will get the most expensive perfume for him to let him know how much I am grateful to him. And I will pour it on him to honor him in front of everyone.
She bought this expensive pint of perfume. Mark says that it probably cost the amount of 1 year's wages. If we were to compare that to nowadays, it would be like tens of thousands of dollars.
What? That is over the top.
And that's what everyone thought when she crashed Simon's dinner party. We're not even sure if she was invited or not, but she came into the dinner and broke the jar of perfume and poured it on Jesus. Some gospels say that it was on his head, and others say it was on his feet. Either way, it was quite the scene. Even if the guests hadn't seen her walk in, once the perfume came out of that jar, there was no way they wouldn't have noticed. I'm not sure if she planned to do this, but it seemed like she was overwhelmed with emotions. She slumped down to her knees and bowed at his feet and began to cry. And then she began to sob. As she kneeled, her tears dropped onto his feet. She then began wiping his feet with her hair.
Oh, Jesus. Thank you. Thank you, Jesus. You will never know how much you mean to me and what a difference you've made in my life. Thank you.
I don't know what to say. That is just
Thank you.
so moving.
It was, but not everyone was moved in the same way. Some people started whispering about her. Some said that she had wasted so much money that should have been spent to help the poor. Simon actually thought,
Wow, if this man were a prophet, he would know who was touching him and how many mistakes she's made. She's not a very good person.
Jesus seems to have read his thoughts, or his facial expressions, and then he told him this story. He said, Simon, 2 people owed money to a money lender. One owed him 500 denarii. That was like a year and a half worth of wages. The other one just owed 50 denarii. That was like a month and a half worth of wages. However, both couldn't pay the money back that they owed the moneylender. So that moneylender forgave both of them.
That's pretty extravagant too. Especially for the one who owed the larger amount of money. That's a lot of money.
Yes. Then Jesus asked Simon, which one of these people do you think would love and appreciate the moneylender more? Simon thought for a moment and then said,
I guess the one who had a larger amount of money forgiven.
Jesus wanted Simon and all the dinner guests to understand and honor the amazing gratitude that this woman had. What seemed over the top for them was done by Mary because she understood how many bad mistakes she had made and was so grateful for Jesus' forgiveness. Jesus said to all the guests, wherever the gospel is preached throughout the whole world, what she has done will also be told in memory of her.
Wow! I guess that really came true since all 4 gospel writers included her story in their books about Jesus' life.
Yup, I think it's such a great story because of the extravagant, over-the-top parts that it shows. I mean, Jesus had shown this woman grace in extravagant ways. While everyone else couldn't see beyond her mistakes and they kept judging her, Jesus was able to forgive and see her as God's child. That extravagant grace changed Mary and gave her the power to become a new person.
And in response to that grace, she was extravagant in her gift of gratitude. I guess gratitude and thankfulness are things that come from the heart. And depending on what we've experienced, we may feel like showing our gratitude in different ways.
Yes. You see, Simon showed gratitude by throwing a dinner party. Mary showed gratitude by spending a year's wages on this perfume. Lazarus may have shown gratitude by living his life in a new way. The ways to show gratitude are endless, and it seems like Jesus accepts them all. The important thing is not how big or small the gift is, or if there's a gift at all. The important thing is that we do share our gratitude in some way, and that it comes from the heart.
So you think a 5D Mother's Day gift is okay then?
I think it's amazing because it comes from your heart and it shows how much you love and appreciate your mom.
Aw, thanks. So what are you getting for your mom?
Well, I've always appreciated the way that my mom taught me to love others, so I decided to honor her by giving some gifts to others on her behalf. So I chose some charities that are helping people, and I'm donating some money to them in honor of my mom.
Wow, very different from my mom's gift, but that's super sweet, Clay.
And I'm making her a movie night basket with seasons 1, 2, and 3 of Moving Art, since she was the one who got me hooked on that show. Watching Moving Art with some raw jicama fries and uncarbonated sparkling water. Doesn't get any more exciting than that.
Oh, she's going to love it.
Friends, are you grateful for someone in your life? With the National Celebration Weeks, you may be thinking about a teacher who has made a difference in your life. Maybe you have a family member who is a nurse, or you've been a patient in the hospital and have had a great nurse. Or maybe like Mary and Simon, you're thankful to God for all the many ways that He's blessed you in your life. How could you show gratitude to these people in your lives in a sincere way that comes from your heart? It doesn't need to be extravagant or expensive. Sometimes the simplest ways of sharing gratitude can mean the most. And as we're all celebrating Mother's Day this week, it's a great time to also express gratitude for the mothers that we have. Mothers do so much to bless the lives of their children, and that work is not always appreciated as much as it should be. This weekend can also be a hard one for those of us whose moms are no longer here for us to celebrate. We encourage you to also honor the memory of your mom in some way. And for those of you who have other women in your lives who nurture you and care for you in amazing ways, whether they be aunts, friends, guardians, or grandmas, be sure to thank them for what they mean to you. As co-hosts of this podcast, we wanted to use this time to share gratitude to our mothers for the ways that they've blessed our lives. My wife Lindsay and I have been blessed with moms who have loved us and cared for us from birth until now. They've helped us with countless projects, made us amazing, delicious meals, given us hugs and kind words at just the right times, taught us to behave and help others, and most importantly, to love Jesus. Moms, Lindsay and I love you and wish you a very happy Mother's Day. Ready to take the challenge to show gratitude? Give it a try, and if you'd like to share what you did, feel free to record a brief 10 to 15 second recording with your name, grade level, and how you express gratitude. Or even better, record a brief shout out to somebody that you're grateful for, and we can publicly share gratitude for that person at the end of our next episode. As usual, you can send your recordings to ckoh@lla.org. This episode featured the voices of yours truly, Clayton Coe, and my lovely wife, Lindsay. We also thank our friends RJ Navarro, who was the voice of Simon, and our friend Jennifer McGee, who recorded the voice of Mary all the way from the beautiful country of Albania, where she lives. Grounded Stories is produced for the Southeastern California Conference of Seventh-day Adventists Office of Education. We hope that these stories will help to keep us all grounded as we live by faith in Jesus.